Great emotion will settle Hasay and the Rood Riddle Dowager. Tell me how she's coming up to the race.
Yeah, she's doing well. I mean, she's coming off a nice win at Monmouth. She's trained well. There's not much of her. She's a little on the small side, so I've tried to keep her happy and just freshen her up for this race.
What about the distance?
I think the distance is perfect for her, and to be honest, if the course is a little soft, I think that'll help her chances.
Just talk about her year overall, how she's coming up.
Yeah, I mean, she's been. It's been a rewarding year for her. To be able to win a stake with her was our goal, and we did that. And obviously, she'll have to step up this week here at Keeneland.
What about running style? What's the best?
Yeah, I mean, she's a little sharp in her races. In these longer races, she's always going to lay close to the pace.
In this particular turf course, is it more difficult to win on the front end?
I think it's more difficult to win on the front end, but in an ideal world, I'd love to see her, just coming from off the pace. I mean, a lot of the reason why it's more difficult to win on the front end is because so often you get grass that's not firm here. We always get to run on the grass, or 9 times out of 10, and you're more likely to encounter a turf course with some give in it. So I think that's probably what hurts the front runners a little bit.
Let's talk about your couple of your Breeders' Cup horses. Aruna comes off a spectacular win in the Spinster. Talk about the decision to put her in the dirt race.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to work her at Churchill on Friday, see how she does, and pending that breeze, we'll decide where to go with her. But it's very tempting to run her in the dirt race. Obviously, she won the Win and You're In race here. She's never even breezed on the dirt, so it's a little bit of an unknown entity, but I just feel like that's a very wide open race at the moment.
Hopefully it goes as well as Animal Kingdom's work.
That'd be nice.
Shared Account coming back. I know she's the year hadn't gone like you wanted, but how is she coming up to her return?
I think a lot of people are going to question me running her in there and probably maybe overlook her in the betting again. But this filly's doing great. She's had a mixed up year. She had a tough race, first race back. She carried a lot of weight on what was a really rough turf course that day. It's taken me most of the summer to get her back on track, but I really feel like she's doing just as well now as she was this time last year.
State of Play coming up to the 2-year-old turf race. That looks like the race up at Saratoga. Looks like that's kind of a key race that he won.
Definitely. I mean, he's an exciting horse. We had a little bump in the road. We shipped him here to run in the stake at the beginning of the meet, and he spiked a fever, got sick. So he actually had his first work this morning since then. He worked 5/8 here in 101 on the Keeneland poly track. Put in a nice work. He'll work over at Churchill also on Friday on the grass course.
What about the other 2-year-old, like Lucky Chappie that did run here? I see. Are you considering putting him back in the Breeders' Cup?
Definitely. Him and Hoofit also, the horse that won the Win and You're In race here. Lucky Chappie, I thought he ran a big race. He walked out of the gate like so many of the European 2-year-olds do first time over here. Made up a lot of ground. Really ran a big race, I thought. And Hoofit, Mr. Johnson's decided to put up the money for the sprint on the turf. Ran a huge race here. Edgar gave him a great ride, and I'm excited about running both of them.
I mean, he's had 2 spectacular runs since coming to this country. I know the race up at Prescott was very impressive.
He really has. I think he's just one of those really tough Southern Hemisphere racehorses.
Turf, I mean, he's been on that before.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I think that's going to be his thing. I'd be apprehensive about running him on the dirt.
How's Animal Kingdom doing?
He's doing great. I'm hoping by the 1st of November he'll be back galloping. Right now he's jogging about 10 minutes a day in the shed row, and he looks terrific. I'm excited about having him back.